Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Real World Wednesday. I'm your host for the night, Coach G. We got Cam, we got Ruth, and we got Kobe. We're going to be discussing some real world topics, along the lines of fatherhood, the black community, hip hop, and things of that nature. So, welcome to the show. Hope you enjoy.
What's
First thing
good?
first, we
What's
want to
good? Oh, go
introduce
ahead.
yourself, guys.
Go ahead, Cam. You at the top, man.
Introduce yourself.
Y'all mics off.
Nah, he got a
That's
little. He, he coming. He coming.
Cam don't know his mic off, but what's good?
anyways. Okay, you can go. I mean, no matter to me.
Yeah. What's good, man? Y'all know what time it is. It's Kobe here to give y'all some real info, give my take on what's going on today. We got some real things lined up. Yes, sir.
All right, man. We got Ruth here. I'm here to keep it authentic. I'm always black first. So whenever we talk about things, keep that in mind. And I'm gonna just be real with y'all and give y'all my opinion. So
It's Cam, man. I'm gonna keep it real all the time. Whatever it is, whichever way you want it, that's how I'm gonna do it.
Also, I
Respect,
do want to
respect.
say, man, make sure y'all come in this chat. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. If you're not subscribed, make sure you
sure.
do that. We got shows coming 4 days a week, touching on every just a little bit of
Maybe
everything. Got more
five,
shows
man.
coming, so make sure y'all tap in, man.
Special guest also.
Yes, sir.
Maybe
Yes,
five
sir.
days a week, man. Maybe five.
Yeah, man. Keep it rocking loose.
Yeah, man. Hey, welcome, welcome. We like to get started, and we want to start the show off tonight, and we want to start off with the question: um, Why do black men feel unheard, and why do they feel like their vulnerability is questioned all the time? Cam, we're gonna start with you.
I feel like this question all the time because that's how we was taught in the black community. We weren't taught to cry. We was taught not to cry. We was taught not to speak up on mental health. It wasn't really a big part in my childhood anyway. I'm sure it wasn't really a big part in you guys' childhood. But yeah, I feel like it's not prevalent in our community. Men's mental health is down. Yeah, I feel like it's bad for men in general.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be real about this, man. So I can say a lot of this stuff stem from most of us in the black community don't have two parent household, don't didn't have a father. So a lot of us had to take on the role of taking care of the family, whether that's financially, you might have to go watch your sisters, your brothers, and that's a big problem. I think it's hard to I guess it's I guess I would say it's hard to mold all of that and still be strong for the family. So I think that's something that, and then you go out into the real world and you know the first thing you be called is weak because you want to express yourself and say, man, I got this going on and I got that going on, and it's just hard nowadays, man.
Cole.
Um, yeah, man. Just to kind of add to what they're saying, but just to get a little deeper into this, I do feel as though there's an agenda against us. I feel as if when you look at the enemy of the public eye, um, black men, we stand in the front line of this. We have been viewed as such. I believe this begins in grade school. I truly believe that, you know, the way that we see it here in, the social media world, it's hard to get love. You got, you know, the white man saying they hate you. You got the white women you got to deal with. You got our sisters out here saying they would be stuck in the forest with a bear. They would rather be in the forest with a bear,
Mm.
black man, you know. And
Cue the missile.
personally, I grew up with the father in the household. Had plenty uncles in the household. Grew up around a lot of success, seen a lot of successful black men in my life, and I know it's a lot of black men, great fathers out there, like Coach G, like myself, um, who are in our kids' lives, and still there is this narrative out there about us, where they try to make us weak. They try to make us look like we can't figure things out, and it still goes to show that
Yeah.
we still prevail. So why do we feel unheard? Because this is the narrative that's being pushed. And like I said, that's just in addition to what how we're raised. Get up. You get hurt, shake that off. You know, Groove, you always say sticks and stones may break my bones. We all grew up on that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
And you don't want to be over emotional.
Hmm.
And we're wired this way. But other cultures, they don't really necessarily teach that. Some of them do, though. And some of this, I feel like that just comes with being a man. And that's just how the world is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
to add on to that, even if we do express ourselves today, we get called sassy, which is
Oh,
crazy. We get called sassy for expressing how we feel.
Mm.
Even if it's a relationship, we get called sassy. If we talk to our girls about it, we get called sassy. Talk to our mamas. Who knows? Our mamas may call us sassy. I don't know. But we
Man.
we can't express ourselves or how we feel, our mental health without being called sassy. And I don't know if y'all seen it, but when it was Man's Mental Health Month, somebody said, "All right," a girl said, "All right, forget it, let's move on." Like what?
Well, yeah, it
man,
was
that
plenty
stuff
of
gets
women.
deep.
Go ahead, Ruth.
I was gonna say that stuff get deep when you look at the number of like how many men are actually killing themselves. Like it's quite sad. Like a lot of those men are unheard. Like nobody to go to. When men go out in public and defend themselves, like Cam was saying, you get called sassy. Like you can't even defend yourself or even just have a simple conversation. I mean, at the end of the day, we all human. So
Yeah,
Yeah. So I think you guys kind of hit it on the nail and spoke on the very thing that are hindering us black men from just speaking out and having someone to listen. I think most of the time, we when we do express ourselves, we get over talked. We don't get to get our point. We don't get to cry. We don't get to show some emotion. There's a saying that I've seen it on Twitter a few times, and from now known as X. There's the saying that um, men can be going through everything, can be dealing with a lot, and they'll never tell nobody because
Hmm.
nobody cares, and it's a sad situation. So nobody cares what a man is dealing with. They only care about that man helping them. So that's why I think we not only feel unheard, we know we're unheard because it's just a stigma. Like I believe Cam said, we're supposed to be tough. We're supposed to, we're supposed to deal with it. And as the OG here, as the OG here, I can tell y'all firsthand that you know, growing up with a single mom, I was, I was, I was brought up emotional. But that's because I was in the emotional realm. I grew up around women, so when I got out, as I got older, as I started dating, pretty much every woman that I dated, thought I was sensitive or over emotional, and would clown me for it in a sense. So it's one of those things where as you grow, as you get older, as you deal, you know, you get that feeling of, you know what, let me stop talking to people about my problems. Let me stop telling people how I feel because no one cares. So this is, this is, you guys cover the bases. This is why we feel unheard. And, I think I firmly believe therapy is healthy. It just has to be the right kind of therapy. You just can't go to therapy because you're feeling down or you feeling like somebody don't believe in you. You got to go to therapy for the right reason. And as a guy that's raising a young son who's turning 14 this year, I talk to my son often about, hey, it's okay to cry. It's okay to, tell dad how you feel. It's okay to show emotion. That doesn't mean you're weak. That doesn't mean you're less than. That doesn't mean this next person is better than you because they trying to show some moxie. Um, so yeah, I think you guys definitely touched on that a great deal, and I think it's one of those things we might have to re-harp on because um, this is a issue. This is an everyday issue.
Yep.
Black men vulnerability is really taken very lightly, and like I believe Ruth said it, like the suicide rate is high for black men. We supposed to be the providers. We supposed to be the protectors. We supposed to fix everything. We supposed to make sure the garbage is taken out every day. We got so much on our plate, but then when we want to scale back and woosah and take a moment to breathe, we get called out our name. I think Kobe mentioned about how our sisters treat us. We get called out our name. We ain't this. We ain't that. Let's look at this real quick. Why Dwight Howard's newly wife of 6 months trying to divorce him now? It's all a tie-in. We don't know the logistics of that marriage, but after 6 months, come on now. So yeah, I think this is something we can harp back on. I think this is a very, very important topic in definitely in the black community. And I think something, we need to rehash and keep up to date on because it's a definitely a serious topic. And especially for, Cam and Ruth, when you guys decide y'all ready to, bring a child in this world, it's going to be something, and it definitely, if it's a boy, it's going to be something that you definitely going to have to stay on top of. So,
Yeah.
any last nuggets on this topic before we segue into the next
I
Uh,
seen Drake text. He's trying to hop on, I think.
I
You
mean,
said
I will say with the, us black men crying and everything, there's a time and place. You just have to know how to channel it. And the problem is everybody says don't cry. So I think that's the biggest problem about it.
yeah, and yeah, like you said, Groove. I mean, I think that's something we can just continue to touch on because we're gonna continue to see examples of it. You know, we see it every day, and we just got to show examples here on 80 and 2 show. You know, um, how to combat that when we see it, bro.
awesome, awesome. Cam, you got any last nuggets?
Nah, we covered everything.
All right. Well, hey, awesome guys. So this next topic we want to segue into, it's going to get a little deeper. I'm sure all of us here, and for those that's watching, can kind of relate or have an understanding of this next topic. And this topic is a very prevalent topic for all of us, I believe. So, with that being said, do you guys, and we want to start with Ruth on this, do you guys think you still owe the hood any loyalty, as a guy who's trying to make it out or have made it out? Do you still think you owe the hood any loyalty and the block?
Uh, so I would say our community is great. Our culture, being in a community is great. Growing up in it, it's also a detriment to us. I don't think we owe them. I think we owe our people as a race, much as we can give. So um, that's pretty much my perspective on it. I know I see a lot of guys. get out and then they come back and some stay and then they end up finding themselves in trouble. If the place that you grew up is not an environment that was great, it's just time to get out. Like you can't keep coming back, creating the same habits, being in the same environments, and it's not improving. If you're gonna come back, make some improvements, but don't just come back because that's something that you're used to. You kind of have to grow out of that and actually learn from your mistakes. Learn from, not saying that you have to move to a different race or community or anything, but you need to learn to build back, build a new community that's free of violence and all the other things that this brings. So
Cole,
Yeah, I agree, but also like I feel like is is levels to it. Um, I think Root said something that really stuck out. I feel like we owe each other more than anything, um, and and that loyalty is mainly what I speak on. You know, but a lot of us when we hear that question that you asked, do you owe your hood loyalty? They look at it in such a terrible way, um, in the sense of I'm gonna protect where I'm from, but I'm gonna hate the other side of where you're from. And this is where I part ways with a lot of people of what's going on in our community.
I do
Um,
too.
I do have something I want to share today after Cam speaks what he got to say. Um, but I do think, yeah, we owe each other. We owe each other, man. Like this energy that we have to go against each other. I just wish we had this same energy to come together. Um,
No.
we have no fear when it comes to attacking another's hood, and that's the only time you're going to be loyal. But where's the loyalty when there's somebody who looks like just like you, talk like you, who had to deal with some of the same struggles as you? Like, and then we turn the page, and we have um, no scare tactics for those who truly oppress you. And I'm not saying you need to, but what I'm saying is this bravado that some of us carry for our community. I just wish we had the same bravado for not just your hood, but your whole community at large. And the fact that we have so much loyalty to our hoods, this is what's holding us back
Yeah.
because we have the wrong loyalty. We don't want
Absolutely.
to snitch. We don't want to. We want to kill each other. We want to. Man, come on, bro.
Yeah. To add to that too, Kobe, before you say something, Cam, you know, my grandparents grew up in a time where if their neighbors saw that you were doing something, they knew your grandparents, personally, and they would speak up and say something. Now it's just we don't hold each other accountable anymore,
At
unfortunately.
all.
And I,
So
I 100% agree with y'all, man. And do I feel like we owe our hoods loyalty? Personally, I don't. I feel like we owe the people who have poured into us our whole life to get to where we're trying to get to. We owe them loyalty. Like I owe my mama, uncle, church family. I owe them loyalty. I don't owe no hood loyalty. This is what the hood do for me. Nothing. And that's
yeah,
all I gotta say, because the hood ain't do nothing for me.
Um, I do want to share something
yeah,
that
go ahead and share.
I recently watched. I am from Little Rock, Arkansas. Recently checked out this show where this guy. Actually, I actually want to show you guys. Um, That's Cat Williams there. But we're gonna show you something different. Just give me 1 second.
Yes. So unfortunate, man. They put on these personas about our city. I
You
just want to let everybody know you can come here and you're gonna be completely safe.
you know what's crazy to me, bro, with these things is um
I
we
mean,
we are so against people we don't know. Like, bro, let me go to just some random hood as a black man, right? I can go
hmm
in your hood and I'm gonna get surrounded and ask where I'm from and everything. Let me go in there with some cameras saying I want to interview y'all and see what y'all doing on your day to day. Imagine me going there like that, bro. I'm not coming out most cases. But here we
yep.
have this guy, Taboo Room, and I'm not trying to diss nobody, but we got this guy. He's not from this community. He's not from our community, but you let him surf around the streets of Little Rock, and basically, I'm just gonna say that's gonna get you indicted. But let's get
Yeah.
into this.
Try to get up and shit. I'm feeling blood coming down the back of my neck. It ain't gonna stop. Till everybody dead. This shit ain't gonna stop.
Nearly 3 decades.
You gonna go to jail or you gonna die. One or the other.
This shit really ain't never gonna stop for real.
Yeah, it ain't.
Just want to be ops out of nowhere. East Little Rock, can't no rapper come to my city.
Did I buy a gun? Yes, I did.
Where you? Are we dangerous? I got two times hell. Y'all tell me that's all. Over East be raising hell. Go.
Now, first of all, where you seen them two girls fighting? That's outside of Twin Peaks. It's always something going on over there. And that's one of the reasons I left, bro, because you can't even go eat in peace. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
I just saw that and I just had to say that, bro. I'm sorry.
This is you gonna
Well, let me that's just the beginning of the film. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think. I'm gonna get to the interviews.
But no one has published it. Did it ever really exist? Fiverr
They
has the
giving me an ad
You can skip it.
and I'm trying to you giving me an ad and I'm trying to display something real here. See how they do us? But no, I want y'all to share y'all thoughts on what we saw just then, bro. That's
All
just the
right.
beginning.
So
Man,
who? Cam, did you say your piece?
um, what we saw is what I despise the most about our community. Like, what is the we was telling in the chat about a situation that we had in the chat earlier this month, no, earlier last month. What is doing all that doing for you? Like, you don't have no benefits, you don't have no 401k, no health insurance, no dentist insurance. You don't got none of that. You're doing that just to rob and kill people that you don't know because they're from a different side of the hood. That shit don't make no sense to me.
Hmm.
I'm trying to figure out when is it gonna ever like just hit home. Like, dang, I just killed somebody that looked like me. You know, I don't think that registers in their mind. Then they go out and they have children and everything, and it's like your children have to experience that. You know, why are you promoting something you wouldn't want your child to be in? And the cycle just continues, and it's unfortunate because that's not Little Rock. We try to promote. Of course, we have anywhere you go, there's going to be violence. I'm just trying to figure out when is it going to come a time where we stop being on each other. I mean, it's pointless.
Yeah. So I've Um, this
I'm
is one of
just,
those.
bro.
This is one of those topics for me that I think y'all have learned enough about me as the OG that I have a very bad taste in my mouth when it comes to the hood. So to begin with, do I think we as men that come from that environment, do we owe the hood any loyalty? And the answer is no, no, we don't at all. I feel like the goal has always been to get out the hood. Um, the opposite goal of that is to come back and make a difference, but to pull with that difference. So to the model of each one teach one, you got to take somebody with you, or you got to plant a seed to where you're taking somebody with you out the hood. I think I said in the chat before, we make the hood. Our community is so destructive now. We make it easier for gentrification and things of that nature. Um, I think we glorify it too much, but we often talk about accountability. When are we gonna hold the parents accountable? When are we gonna hold the absentee fathers accountable? When are we gonna hold the mothers with the bad attitudes accountable? I mean, there's something in our community that starts in the household that causes what we just saw in that video. Those kids in that video look between the ages of 14 and 20. I'm gonna say it high. It's probably younger than 20, but that's still a young age to where you should be in school or getting ready to go to college or figure out life or even going to take up a trade or something. But no, we don't owe the hood anything. Actually, I wish the term hood go away. We need to just say community
Man,
because why is it called a hood? And as a guy, I ain't even never looked up why is it even called that. But we need to do away with that term, and we need to just stick to, hey, I live in this community. This is what's going on. We got an issue. How do we fix it? And honestly, government can't fix it. City mayor can't fix it. The state can't fix it. It starts in the
well,
household. Parents are afraid of their kids nowadays. On top of
Coaches.
that, parents let kids do what they want to do nowadays. There's no discipline in the home. There's no structure in the home, and I don't want to get we got a topic coming up about that, so we'll retouch on this in the fatherhood thing. But yeah, I don't think we owe the hood any loyalty. I don't think anybody that's made it out the hood, especially y'all guys, y'all don't owe the hood anything. If you want to reach back and grab a couple of gents and help them understand and give them the avenue to get out the hood, sorry, the community, that would be awesome. But as far as I'm concerned, we don't owe the hood anything. Sorry, the community.
yeah, and we got to understand that the hood is just a colloquialism for neighborhood, but we do know
Hmm.
that it comes from ghetto and project, which was started by the government. And this happened even during concentration camps. You put a bunch of people all in one small little community with lack of resources, then they some of them might lose their mind. I mean, that's just how it is. That's social experiment, and we seen it even with we seen an example of it on They Clone Tyrone with
Yeah, for real.
how basically every hood is the same, and this is something that's real, bro. That's real. Everywhere you go, it's the same. This guy who I'm showing you guys, he was in Little Rock. This is just that episode, bro. I went through his page. He's been to every bro. He's been to everywhere. He's been to St. Louis. He's been to Montgomery. He's been to everywhere where black folks got where we talk about, man, we got the baddest hood. We got the baddest, where we brag as if it's some badge of honor. I'm from the most dangerous city. Who
Hmm.
cares, bro? You should be wanting to make a change about that. But hey, you know,
And, and
we
it's
have
crazy.
things.
It's crazy to say that, Kyle. Remember them times and talks in the locker room when let's just say somebody like from Memphis or St. Louis to come by saying like, "Oh, I'm from St. Louis."
I'm from Memphis, like, saying how bad a hood they from. It was like, and you always look at them like, bro, that's not good.
They
Why would you say
glorified.
I never really ever understood that, to quite be honest with you.
I think part of that is abandonment issues. They want to feel like they have an attachment to something, attachment to a place that, quite frankly, a lot of the quote unquote hoods that we have, we don't even own them. So I just I don't see the attachment. You should have an attachment more towards your people and not trying to harm them more so than the area. I mean, whether we did own them or not, though, I mean, you should. The goal is to help one another out and strive to be the best person you can be.
I think this is a part of the video I wanted to show as well. Let me see.
On the you use them bitches the right way, bitch. Real shit. You in the dang talking about
Free the guys in my. That's the only thing in my fucking eyes, man. For real,
The hell?
motherfuckers get started doing this shit because they thought it was a trend, bro. Like,
bro. We ain't took too many losses though. That's one thing we ain't did, but we took a.
We got so much bravado.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to go to
I
the
don't.
part when they start talking about Harrison, Arkansas.
Yeah, I don't know if we. I don't know. I know
I'm
we
gonna
don't want to
find
spend
that.
a great deal of time on that, um, but if you still looking, that's fine. But I just want to say, I want to add this nugget before we move on to the next topic. How much? Let's just get it out of the way. Let me add to this from our previous statement, and I want all of you guys to touch on this for about 1 minute apiece, real quick. How much influence does hip hop have on this?
Anybody want to go first?
I guess I'll go first. Man, what is it? What is this? The phrase that you say, Kobe? Music the highest. What
What's that? What do you say?
you say? What's the phrase that you say? Music the highest. What?
Oh, it's the highest. It's the highest vibration.
Yeah.
It's
So
it's the highest vibration in the world, bro. That's
I
the
mean,
number one vibration.
everybody gravitates to music. I think that gets parties going. It gets people in a great mood, whether it's sad or happy. Just want to party and um, just to touch on what Coach G said earlier too. It's like growing up, we did listen to music, um, but our parents also, didn't let us say certain words and everything. This is a different generation where they're listening to everything. I don't even think the administration for schools care, and they just allow certain rappers to come in and speak language and do things that would be considered disorderly conduct. So I think that's a big detriment to our community. Music is one thing that's really holding us back. It's really putting a big influence on people becoming influencers, wanting to pretty much model exactly how that person is as a rapper. I mean, we have a lot of men nowadays that quote unquote call themselves rappers, but nobody has their own even style even. So it's more so I want to be like this person. I want to be like that person. And I know young NBA young boy, he had an interview where he realized how much influence he had and things that he wish he could have changed. And I think that's a good starting point to realize that and for people to open their eyes up and see that change does need to happen. Um, and I really respect a lot of rappers that take a different route, even if it's Christian rap. I don't necessarily listen to it, but you just try to be different. Don't try to be like the listen or don't try to promote the music that is not helping our community. So
All right, 1-3.
Um, I'm gonna say, some for especially this generation, like this new generation coming. I think you are what you listen to. I'm a firm believer in that. um, like if you start your day, like let's just say we get up 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. in the morning, and we start our day listening to young boy, like all like drill music in general. It's just like I don't understand. It's just like what else do you know? That's all that you're gonna know. So I think hip hop plays a big part in what goes on today and what's best for society because it's what is being put in front of everybody. And you know nowadays some kids just being raised off the iPad, so they just being raised off YouTube and they scrolling through YouTube and that's what they see and
Hmm.
that's what they mimic.
Cam,
Um, I work with kids, and all the kids want to listen to today is King Von, NBA YoungBoy. Uh, it's some local rappers from Tennessee who all they talk about is drugs and guns, and that's all they want to do with their life is do drugs and play with guns, and that's all the drill music they listen to all the time. Like Pop Smoke, all them. This detrimental to our community.
Cole, I got one little caveat nugget after Cole finish up, and then we're gonna move on.
Um, I did find the clip, but I'm gonna share that with y'all after I say what I gotta say about this music part. Um, yes, music is the number one vibration in the world. Um, it's always been BS music put out there to mislead people. It's gotten out of hand, and the real main problem is the way it's being pushed out. When we were coming up, we had a selection of guys that we could choose from, and anything could have been cool. When we were coming up, when I was coming up, bro, I was bumping Soldier Boy. We was doing Crank That. Nowadays, these kids are bumping NBA YoungBoy. Just and and Cam just alluded to that. So, um, they find it lame if rappers are actually rapping. They find it lame. I mean,
They hate them
they
dudes,
find
man.
high vibrational music as negative. They find negative music as I relate to it, so it's good, and that's
Mhm.
just a cop out. Um, New age kids ain't the first generation from the hood, bro. It's been rappers, it's been music artists from the hood. The problem is the way it's being pushed out. Even when you
Yep.
look at these labels, if as an artist, I speak on this all the time. A lot of our males are being emasculated. A lot of our women, they are disrespecting themselves and really, you
Sexualizing.
know, um, really pushing this agenda hard. It's just odd to me how all the artists who blow up in the urban community, they all have that one thing in common: degeneracy in some form of fashion. And it's almost as if you can't blow up without it. I know so many artists who are so talented, black, who have so much to share, can play so many instruments here in Nashville, and they go by the wayside because they're not selling or showing, exposing too much of their body,
Yeah.
or they're not, as a man, painting their nails, wearing dresses, or speaking as though they hate their own kind. Speaking of hating your own kind, I'm sorry, Groove. I don't want to take up too much time, but I finally found this clip and I want to share it just because we did see the beginning of this tape where they had so much bravado speaking against other neighborhoods that contain, you know, people that look like them. Now let's see what they have. Let's see what their view is on not only white folks, but the racist white folks, the white folks that's in Harrison, Arkansas. Just to give y'all the background, that's like a KKK headquarters in Arkansas.
Like he gonna kill.
Now, don't buffer on me now, because you know what time it is. Don't buffer on us now. All right.
He'll kill you.
We got it harder than y'all do. Like it's just what it is.
Is there much racism in Arkansas? Is there much?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What makes you say that? Proof in the pudding. Ain't gotta do nothing but look up some shit.
There's some racist ass people out here. Even black folks.
Yeah,
I done seen some racist black folks, racist towards black folks. You gotta go somewhere like we don't go to Heritage in Arkansas. There's no reason for a black male to be in Heritage in Arkansas. I don't give a fuck if they don't stop listening to my music. If they start listening to what the fuck I'm rapping right now.
You got to do your research on Harrison, Arkansas. We got one of the most racist towns in the.
So you can openly disrespect any neighborhood that has a bunch of people that look like you, but you speak on Harrison, Arkansas, like it's the boogeyman. It's boogie ghost town, boy. You go up in there, it's never the same energy, and that's my issue. Yeah, I'm passionate. I feel away.
Yeah. So
it don't make no sense.
Yeah. So wow, a lot of process here. You guys
just a piece of it.
touched on
it
that.
goes on. They keep talking about it.
Most of them never even been there.
That's enough. I was going to say something though. I don't know much about Harrison, Arkansas, but I just learned something about it. I'm just going to say this. I agree with you. It sounds foolish because you're talking about another part of Arkansas. That we don't go there. My problem is, and I said this before, why we don't police our own community? Why we don't, whatever those guys in Arkansas are doing, they're rapping, obviously they're smoking weed, they're wearing shiesties, which I hate is even called a shiesty. But what is the value in 25 guys standing outside with shiesties on, pants hanging off their ass, smoking weed, talking about what? We obviously know you're only doing one or two things, robbing or pushing. So my thing is, we don't police our own communities. He just spent however long that clip is some time discussing why they don't go over there with shit. Well, hell, why would somebody want to come over here? Why somebody would want to come over here where y'all at? Right. Don't worry about what's going on over there. We know racism is still alive and well. But he also said something really, really important. We're racist against our own selves. And most people don't think black people can be racist. Yes, we can. We have taken a great deal of racism to the highest level because we're in competition now, or we feel like we're superior. And that doesn't. I don't mean that in a bad way, but why do I gotta walk around and feel like I'm better than the white man? I don't even have to discuss that. I'm trying to be better than me. I'm trying to be better than what I was yesterday. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be the elephant in the room. I've told a guy in this on this live, I don't wake up worrying about what the white man doing. I don't do it, and I'm not gonna do it. So again, until we police our own community, until we put the proper people in the communities and weed all of that stuff out, we're gonna keep having an issue. Now, I don't want to be elongated. Let me address the hip hop portion of that. Again, one of y'all mentioned the iPad parents. Starts there. Everything starts in the home. The iPad parents, they give the kid the iPad. They over there laying on the bed, strolling on their phone, and the kid doing God knows what. I'm gonna say that I have a little cousin. He is how old Cam is? Do you want 7, 8?
Cam Cam 7.
He's 7. I think he's 7, 8.
Yeah.
He got suspended from school. Now I'm not gonna put family business all the way out there, but he's 7. He got suspended from school. I just want you to use your imagination of why he got suspended. And it has everything to do with somewhat of the hip hop culture. So my thing is this. I have a son. He's 13. He listens to rap. I monitor it, but obviously his favorite artist is Drake. I don't care what y'all say about that. But he listened to rap.
Oh man!
Now I wish I had the video because I let D1 babysit one time, and he had him in the truck full of Belgrade kids listening to NBA YoungBoy, I believe.
Bro, that was
bro. Well, whoever that was.
That was Kodak, actually.
Oh, okay. But all I'm saying is this, I let my kid have fun. I don't police my kid to the point where I'm saying, hey, if you listening to music, it can't have no cuss words in it. Because I'm one of those dads. I'll test you. My son he definitely act different in public than he do in the house.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say this: hip hop has a great negative influence on the kids. I agree with y'all. I think music reaches people like no other thing in this world does. But I also think music can be very, very destructive if you're not taught how to listen to the music. If you don't let the music seep into your soul, depending on what music it is, you're gonna have an issue when you listen to hip hop. So I think that's the nature of that, and I think that's another one of those topics we may have to revisit. But hip hop is definitely a destruction to the black community, and everybody want to be rappers. I mean, look at Jabril Peppers, look at Anthony Richardson, and I'm just talking about what we love sports. So
You,
we got
you
football
gotta,
players
you
that
gotta, but you gotta bring up
I'm missing somebody.
what's that tight end name who just came back out of retirement?
Oh, Darren Waller,
Darren Waller, boy. Hey
Darren
man,
Waller.
Like Anthony Richardson needs to just go ahead and hang that shit up. I ain't gonna lie. That ain't it, bro.
Yeah. So we're gonna segue into the next topic. We kind of went long. That was an important topic. We're gonna segue to the next thing. I'm gonna skip because I want to save. I want to save the one I want to save for last. I think that's a great one. So let's kind of be minute and a half maybe on these next few. Well, we're gonna go to one, and then we're gonna do the trending, and then we're gonna save one for last. So um, let's discuss generational wealth versus fast money slash having a 9 to 5 job. Why do you guys think, you know, in our community, we always never see the big picture of, you know, grind now, build later, or create generational wealth so the next generation and the next generation up under you and your future kids and grandkids can carry on the torch from what you built. And I think Shaq gave I wish I had that clip. Shaq gave a great speech on that, and how he go about doing things with his kids. He was on the Pivot podcast. So let's discuss that. D1, you just 1-3, you just joined. So, what do you think about generational wealth versus fast money versus having a 9 to 5 job, and why my dad calling why the 9 to 5 job is frowned upon?
Um, I'm gonna just say all those factors. It's frowned upon. Basically, everybody wants fast money. Nobody thinks about generational wealth, and the 9 to 5 is frowned upon. Because I would take a shot at social media and what we see on social media and what is being portrayed out there. Now it's cool to scam. It's cool to finesse. It's cool to have it and spend it. I don't understand that. And as people who, as minorities, or just, I'll just speak for as a black man. If we never really had it, why are we so quick to spend it? So it's like I blame social media, I blame society and what we see today, what's being portrayed, what's being pushed. And it goes back to the music topic. Like it's what we see, it's what is being seen in these videos, these music videos, is what's being seen on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, it's what's being seen everywhere. And we're so, as a society, we're so tied into our phones and technology. I mean, what is not is all we see. You can't really put it on anything else. Another factor is late. We're lazy as a society. I think we're lazy as a society. We don't want to. We don't want the grind. We don't want the slow grind. Like the first person I ever heard use this slogan, the term slow grind, was Dearness Johnson. He played running back. I'm first y'all probably familiar with him. He played running back for the Browns, but um, he started using the term slow grind. The turtle win a race, and and that is how I feel.
Root
Yeah, I can
laying the high.
pretty much piggyback off of that. I can agree. Social media has literally destroyed people thinking that they can't work a 9 to 5 and build off of that. You look at a lot of these, you look at a lot of the wealthy people in the world now. A lot of them will tell you they started with a 9 to 5 job. It's just sad that people grow up in our community and they look at influencers and they automatically think that they can just peak out and be able to make the type of money that they have. Like that's a grind itself. They didn't like even though like even us, we starting out with this. We can look back years from now and be like, this was a grind. So I think and it's also the parents not instilling that you have to work for what you want to achieve. You want generational wealth. It's gonna take a lot. It's not just something that's gonna come easy to you. I think a lot of a lot of things is very fast paced nowadays. People think that they're supposed to win. We just give out rewards, participation rewards, and it's just not how life works. I think if we start within the house and actually start teaching and appreciating people who do work, appreciating blue collar work, um, then we can actually get somewhere with generational wealth, and that'll take us further than where we are now because our dollar is horrible. I mean, we don't make investments. It's just bad overall for us. So
Cole.
Yeah, I do feel like it's a two-headed sword with this. I mean, of course, you do need to invest in self um, to find financial freedom. However, this is not everybody's role in life, and everybody not built for that. But we are such a microwave society where we want everything fast, and one of y'all I think already said that. But we such a microwave society, bro. Like everybody wants something so fast, and the way that it gets pushed, like Dewan said, the way that it gets pushed on social media, they make it seem like owning a business is so lucrative, and it's so like you can make so much money so
man,
fast from it,
Hmm.
brother. It's way harder than having a 9 to 5. If you're not ready for that lifestyle, bro, just don't do it. Because here's the issue: like we got so many people trying to play this role, and they're not doing such a good job at it. Um, we're not even taking the time to learn business. We're not taking the time to educate ourselves anyway. I mean, look at look at look at what we pay attention to. We just talked about music, but look at what we pay attention to as a culture, as just human beings. We're so lost in everything else, bro. A 9 to 5 is something. It shouldn't be an option to me.
Hmm.
Like, bro, I'm 26 years old, and bro, my dream always have been my dream has always been be an entrepreneur. But like being realistic, bro, like I can't just go out there with no backbone and try to start something in this society, bro. It ain't like I can get a house for the same price I could back in the 90s.
the economy is trash right now.
So trying to upstart a business without any plan or any structure as far as financial, um, like then, bro, your business it could sink. You got to make sure you have a strong structure. Get you a 9 to 5 and build from that.
Hmm.
Like, but
Can
you know,
Uh, my bad. I'm apologize. I had to, I'm at work right now. I got the little baby with me. But the question was why the 9 to 5s frowned upon, right?
yeah. Why generational wealth versus fast money, and why 9 to 5 is frowned upon?
Okay. I'm gonna start off with the 9 to 5 first, because I blame social media and I blame women. Honestly, I blame social media and I blame women. 'Cause women, every time
Mm,
every time we see these street interviews, I'm like, you want a man with a 9 to 5 or a scammer? I'm like, oh, I want the scammer. You know, the scammer,
Mm,
he gonna check out. He got
you
all the
own
money.
you own some, Cam.
You know,
Yeah.
we gonna check out. But a person who got a 9 to 5, who's respectful, they don't get no play because they want the fast money the scammer get, and then when the scammer get locked up, they back at square one. They broke.
Nay,
You know.
nay, 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 L. Okay.
And speaking of scammers, we all know
I agree,
one.
Nail.
I agree.
What's that?
Environment.
And it's not the only option, bro. It's
Yeah.
9 to 5s out here that you can go get with certificates. You don't even have to go to college to get them. College is the number one option, but you can go get a certificate, six 6 to 12 months, and go get a job.
Bro, I mean, all these dudes in that video, y'all got all this energy to protect your soul. Nigga, go join the army. Go join the
Exactly.
military.
Exactly.
Get off them drugs for about 6 months and go join the military, brother.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Get you a
Hey,
good job,
Yeah.
get you
So
some benefits,
I got a question. I
and
got a
then you
real.
can start a business.
And most don't have life
what's your
insurance.
what's your
So
question? 1-3.
I got a question. Like, what do y'all think? Like, what do y'all think possesses one to want to be like a street dude? Like, what do y'all think? Like, what's the day in the life of a street dude? Like on the real. Like,
I I
you wake up, go to the block, and just do what? Like, what do
I
wake up
gotta
y'all?
at
go
wake up
answer
at
that.
12.
as
Start
a
there.
former street dude, I answer that.
As
No,
a
I'm just
former
capping.
what?
I ain't never been no street dude. I'm just
We
capping.
almost had a
No.
Wallow and
Hey, but
I
look,
think I
look.
don't know about Cam, but
You
most
even
of
know.
us college educated on here, man.
I'm gonna say this, man, and it goes back to what we previously talked about. It starts. It's for me. It starts in the home, and Nail kind of touched on it. The quick hustle, seems better than the long term grind. But again, I grew up in an area where I saw both sides. I had friends that had two parents in Belgrade, Florida, and they was taught, a structured environment. And those same friends are out in the world in different states around the world doing very well. But we also, I grew up with my mom and my sister in the household, the only boy. I wasn't taught about, I wasn't taught nothing about no interest rates or how to save. When I was coming up, I had on Tommy Hilfiger every day. So I thought, hey, when you get some money, boy, you gotta look fly. But and to this day, that prompt me to I'm a shoe guy. I have 80 something pairs of shoes. Too many. Now, lucky for me, my son's growing up. I can just pass them to him. But I say all that to say this. Again, for me, everything starts in the home, and I think I developed this vision because I'm a parent now. But we don't take pride enough in having a job, saving and understanding. Two of you said something about social media being the blame. Um, I grew up without social media, so I'm not going to say social media is blame, but
Damn.
I would say so. I would say social. I would say social media highlighted a lot of negative things that we didn't know that was deep rooted in the black community.
Mhm.
Um, I would say that social media is not to blame. You can give it some blame, but it's not to blame because I think social media is a
what
great tool. What up, Jay? I think
up,
social
Drake?
media. I think social media is a great tool. I think it's a great outlet. Like 1-3 said, I think it made people lazy and it intensified, it enhanced the let me get to it quick, or I'm getting these bands and everybody trying to run up their subs and everybody trying to become a Twitch streamer. And we see the Casanets and we see the Duke Dennises of the world. They living a very good life because they somehow hit a lick with the Twitch thing, with the streaming. And I have nothing against streamers. I tell my son sometimes, hey, find your niche with it. But what
Hmm.
I'm saying is, the 9 to 5 is what Kobe said earlier. I believe in the first topic, the 9 to 5 is frowned upon by who? Guess who? Our sisters.
Wait a
They
minute.
don't want us because we work 9 to 5s.
Yep.
Man, and that's
You
the
know.
thing.
Yeah.
They want them scammers.
They want the
So
top
yeah.
10% of men.
So I think that's you guys. I mean, all you guys hit great points on this topic. I think that's the nail in the coffin. Is that
Oh,
again?
I want
I,
to touch on something else. My bad. I'm sorry, man. I want to touch on something else
Go
too.
ahead.
When we was talking about what makes you become a street life, become a part of
Hmm.
that. I have family members right now. They was raised by my grandparents. Their mama didn't even raise them. Their mama was in the street life. Their grandparents was, you know, regular grandparents going to church all the time. Um, always preaching about work and school. They ended up, they all of them ended up either pregnant by a young age or in jail. What
Hmm.
possessed them to do that? I don't know, because they barely seen their mama. So street thugs can come from two-parent households, 'cause they don't have nothing else to do. They wanna be different.
So I'm gonna touch on something they said about poverty. Then I'm gonna touch on what real quick what Champ said. We got to
Yep.
stop having the victim mindset, and I know Ruth ain't gonna like this. Poverty is not the reason we don't know anything about generational wealth. I think we was talking generational wealth. Let's talk about generational knowledge. How much knowledge was passed down to you guys? A lot of knowledge that I retained being out in the world because I had to take a leap of faith at 18. I grew up in that time. My mama said I had to be out of the house when I was 18. No plan, no money. I just had to go. So a lot of things I went through and saw and learned, I tried to pass down to 1-3. Somebody that was close to me that was around. So we got to stop blaming poverty and we got to stop blaming such and such them. I ain't even got to say their name. We got to stop doing that. We got to start, which is we're gonna segue into with our trending topic. We got to start taking some accountability, man, and say, you know what? Whatever my parents didn't teach me because they had to work so hard or they had to be in that field and drive them corn trucks and whatever they had to do, we gotta find a way to say, let me look at what they did to provide for me and take from that and say, you know what, I don't want to live like this. We just got to stop blaming our shortcomings on other people because a lot of it is our own fault. That's all I say about that.
I
Any
will
more nuggets before
say,
we move on?
I will say, I'm forever gonna hold both accountable. But we
Same
can,
here.
yeah.
I'm trying.
You can't
Because
hold a white
I'm
man accountable
confused
because
on.
you're not white.
well, see, this the thing. I'm not gonna hold them accountable for their issues, but when they come in causing issues over here, I am gonna
Hmm.
hold them accountable.
Every time.
Absolutely, because I'm gonna protect my community at all costs.
Hmm.
Well,
Absolutely.
I'll say this one more real quick before we move on to the trending. Um, the white man is not in control of what you teach your daughter as the other parent in this chat. Just remember that.
No, they're not in control. I understand that part. I
That's
understand.
what
I
we
understand
got
But
to
that.
they
help
do,
Ruth
but
understand that.
they do create criteria for the school district.
Oh, there's
They do do
obstacles
that.
out there for
There's
sure.
not
And
that
they
I
do,
guarantee
and
you,
they
what
do
I
take
teach at
out,
home is going to forever be
history.
greater than what my boy go to school.
Selective. It's a little, it's too
So
selective for me.
I mean,
That's
you can't
very
let the
true.
school you can't let the school
Oh no, for
overtake your
sure.
parents.
Poor
But
dad
yeah,
can't
so
teach
let's
rich dad teach.
Okay, can't see.
see that's the problem. People worry about being rich too much. I don't got to be.
Well,
I've had enough.
poor and rich is
I
a
think
mindset.
Kobe. I think Kobe had enough experience upon he's 26. I've had enough experience to say, okay, I don't have to have a certain amount of money in my bank account to teach my son the things that I wasn't taught. I just had a talk with my son last night actually about what he needs to be trying to do from this point on and why it's important for him to learn this and this and this right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, we try to read a little bit every night. I hate reading growing up. I give me some math, let me solve them out of here. But to segue into to the next topic, and we're gonna let Big Draco speak first since he just joined. There's some trending stuff about touch on both of these if you may. Accountability in the black community and why does social media numbs people pain?
So speaking about accountability in our communities, I feel like a lot of people in the black community, they grew up in a household where their parents probably don't apologize. They don't take accountability for what they do. Like they'll something happens in their household, they're not gonna come back and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry for this, son. I'm sorry for this." Um, I can speak for me. I didn't grow up in a household like that, so I know me and me, Kobe, maybe some of y'all, we can take accountability. But I know I don't want to sound misogynist or anything, but black women have a problem with accountability, and
Amen.
I often see this a lot of
Say it
times,
again, Drake.
bro. Black women do not take
You
accountability for
gonna
anything,
you gonna make me shout in here, cuz.
especially around my age, bro. Around my age, a lot of black women, they don't know how to take accountability.
At
They don't
Hundred
all.
women
apologize for
versus
anything.
accountability.
The
100 women versus accountability.
Yeah, what he said, 100 women against versus accountability, bro. But I feel like
Boy
that's
came
really what
in
it stems
spitting.
from, though. I think it really stems from the environment you grow up in, bro. And so that's why I feel like accountability is a big. It's not preached. I feel like in our community enough. I really don't feel like it is. And what was the other thing you
And yeah, real quick, why do you think social media numbs people real pain?
because they can just hide behind it and live a fake life.
Mm.
That's that's really what it is, bro. Like a lot of people be in so much pain, bro. I see it all the time, bro. Especially growing up and going to high school, bro. I know a lot of people who get on the internet, they can troll, do all of this extra, and they're on social media living this fake lifestyle, bro. And it just gives them this sense of confidence. I think that's what it is. It gives them a sense of confidence and comfort, even though that's not really them. And now everybody else around them is seeing them, and they don't see the real them, bro. They say that they see this fake persona that they're putting on, and that gives them confidence. So that in turn numbs their real life pain. That's what I think it is.
Roof, let's go.
Man, when it comes to social media, I think it's kind of like a get out of reality type of thing. You can get on there, shoot, even TikTok being like the hottest thing right now. It's like an avenue that you can go to, and people are really addicted to this app. Like you can get on there and forget everything that happened during the day, and I think that's something that's really harming us um, in our community. You know, it's cool to be on social media here and there. It's really for business purposes, in my opinion. Um, but and then in terms of accountability, um, I kind of become speechless sometimes. I'm going to continue to say it. It starts in the household. You know, you have to parents have to teach their kids to hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
That's going to be the only way that they can learn from their mistakes and own up to things. So yeah.
Cam.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna speak on the social media first. Speaking back on what Drake said, I know a lot of people who they live in the projects. They don't they not really they don't really have that much money, but they somehow get some money and start spreading it on the floor, and
You
they
know you can
post it.
buy fake money from Amazon that look real.
Well, somehow they getting it.
You get it
Somehow
from
they
other people's
getting
credit cards too. Shoot.
it. Hey,
Out here,
you talking
out here stealing
We
information.
we know.
y'all talking about Jesus?
Hey, we gotta have the boy on one night, man. But go
Y'all
ahead and
talking about the
finish.
Jesus?
grew up, trying to
His
get
Nah,
that
name is
beard
not
tonight.
Mary.
nah, but to speak on social media, man, people post just stuff that's not real in their life. Then when they struggling, nobody knows that they're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the mental health comes in.
Yep.
Then when the suicide attempts come, nobody knows why, and that's because they keep faking what
Yep.
they living.
Yep.
And
Not
on
cap.
Okay, and
accountability,
okay, yeah, go ahead.
I'm over that. On accountability, I'm just keep it short. It's black women. That's what it's black women. I'm just keep it short. It's black women, man.
Boy, been
Like
bashing black women this whole day, boy.
It's
Boy,
black.
I'm not.
hey,
I love black
I'm just,
women, but
hey, I'm gonna
I'm
just
not
let y'all
bashing
know
black women.
now. I'm just
Boy,
letting
we
y'all know now.
I'm
One
not
three is
bashing
gonna
black
go
women.
next.
I love black
Kobe's
women.
gonna go. Y'all know what Kobe about to say
You
last.
know what I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Come
finna
Go
on,
get
ahead,
bring it.
one
I
three.
love
Go
black
ahead,
women,
one
we
three.
man.
finna get some act right up in here, man. Hey, man.
Go ahead, one three.
I done had too many issues with women not being accountable.
So
Women don't
real
say
quick,
sorry.
I got you, Cam. Real quick before when 1-3 go, I'm gonna say something for about 10 seconds. Then Kobe, you on.
I
Go
agree,
ahead,
man.
1-3.
um, okay, the whole social media thing, like y'all touched on before, it's a facade that anybody that can hide behind can paint this picture like everything I'm living good, everything okay, but it's just like it's just easy. It's easy to portray somebody that you're not. So I think that's why social media is being used to numb the pain or to hide any pain because um and as far as the whole accountability thing, um
You can
me
say it.
personally, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't even gonna do that. But I'm gonna just speak on I'm gonna speak on me personally.
No, speak your mind.
I wasn't taught accountability. So like I say this all the time. Like that be just like life period. I just be like, well shit, just blame D1 and the easy thing to do is blame D1 because to be honest with you, in my household, shit, that's what it was. Um shit, blame D1, make D1 to make it out D1 to fix it or D1 the problem or D1 why you didn't do this. It's just like shit, I didn't know what accountability was. Shit. I just took accountability. Everything was put on me, so I just took accountability for it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I looked at accountability. It's just like, well, shit, man. Um, but I do think that's a immature thing.
Yeah.
Like we have to, like we as a, I'm gonna just speak on everybody because it's some. I know some dudes that as a coach, I see it all. Like these, no, like it's in the young generation today, especially in the young generation. Hell, even people my age, we can't take accountability. We just don't know how to take accountability. Period,
Yeah.
and that's on both sides, males and females. And um, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Once we learn that, once you become mature, you'll be like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's my fault. I was wrong. Or you tend to, and you learn that as a teammate. You know what I'm saying? You always being taught hold the other person accountable. But
Mm-hmm.
shit, sometimes you gotta look in the mirror too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, cue to Michael Jackson, man. Real quick, I'm just gonna say, real quick, as far as the social media goes and numbing the pain, it's an outlet. Sometimes it can be a good outlet, but most times than not, it's a bad outlet. Sometimes I think that numbing the pain, using social media to numb the pain, also translates into taking accountability. And accountability can be good. It can be just you're going through something, you're dealing with something. Take accountability and go talk to somebody. Let somebody know what you're dealing with. That's accountability in itself. So, as far as just the black culture goes, accountability, I think black people in general, men and women, don't take accountability because it's easy to blame it on somebody else. That's my piece. Cope.
Yes, sir. Listen, man. First, let's just address the social media because that's something we all know. Social media numbing us. Hey, that all ties into clout, and clout, as well as what we all know, is one of the worst drugs, if not the worst drug. I mean,
Mhm.
you touched on it. You touched on it, Coach. Hey, Some of us use it, a lot of us use social media for the wrong reasons, to cope with the wrong reasons, to live a false reality. I mean, it's literally people on there who we know on there living, acting like a totally different person. And like, hey, bro, we know you. Why are you out here acting like somebody else? But that's something we can get deeper into
And we gonna
later.
hold them accountable.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we definitely gonna hold them accountable. Oh, absolutely. But
Hey.
let me say this, man. This accountability thing, bro. Let me ask Cam,
Yep, yep.
all your girlfriends, they've been black, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You right.
Mm-hmm.
Drake?
Whoa, where we going here?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just asking.
Yeah.
Drake.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so wouldn't it be fair to say you can think only black women are not accountable because that's the only type of women you dealt with?
Why ain't you asking
But
me?
You
let's
probably
I didn't ask you because that you didn't say that. They said it.
nah.
And plus I don't gotta
I
ask
actually
you.
did.
I
I
know.
So
actually did say it. I
so
actually did say it. I just said it
yes.
in a
Well, you
different
did
way.
say it, but you said black men and black women. And that's my let's get to my driving point because I don't want to hold y'all up.
Yeah.
None of us are accountable. Nobody as a group is accountable.
Hmm.
And it comes in
Even
different
when
ways. Okay, black women, they might not hold each other
he
accountable.
took
They might not hold themselves accountable in certain ways, and especially in relationship dynamics.
This the
Men,
whole accountable.
let's get over it, bro. You don't be hold. Some of y'all be hanging with them pedophiles, and you don't say nothing to them. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Some of
That
y'all be
That's a
hanging
Kendrick
fact.
with
Lamar.
messed up
Kendrick
dudes,
Lamar.
bro, and you don't hold them accountable. Hey, and accountability, I think goes in more ways than one. I do. We all know somebody, black, white, a male, who don't do what they say they gonna do. You lack
But I don't
accountability,
real quick.
brother.
I don't mean to cut you out. I want you to keep going because your driving point is going. But real quick, it just says accountability in the black community, so you can't blame white people into this.
Well, if we just talking about in the black
Yeah,
community,
we just talking about the black community.
well, still, bro. I mean, here's the thing: you can hold white people accountable too. You can hold other cultures accountable if but I know that's not the point. But I just heard
Mhm.
what you said. Just I just heard it and it
It
died
triggered
there.
that
Yeah,
accountability
I had to
button.
say.
Hmm.
But as far as us holding each other accountable, I don't think any of us do it to the level of which we need to, bro. Like if you got a homie who don't really take care of his kids like that, bro, you need to say something to him. If you got a homie who doing something to hurt or harm his own community, then you need to police your homies. You need to police them.
Hmm.
If they scaring you know, we got some baddies in the section, and you being weird, bro. You gotta say something.
Speak up.
And I,
Everybody, we've all played sports.
Oh my
We've all had
god.
that teammate who doing too much, bro. I'm not kicking it with you.
yep.
I'm not gonna be the
so
one
can I
kicking
speak
it with
on
you
Nope.
no
something
more.
too?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Drake, real quick. We're
So
gonna segue in the last topic.
I had kind of had to step up, but I came back right when Kobe said we all have somebody and you got to say something to them. So
Hmm.
I can speak for everybody in here. We've all had a homie, family who are doing the wrong thing. And when you try to hold them accountable, they then go on to play victim or they don't listen. So how do we go about that? You trying to hold somebody accountable, like somebody that's real near, real somebody you love, somebody you real close with, you mess with. How do you go about that? You trying to hold them accountable, you trying to help them get better, but they don't listen though. So then
Well,
what do you do about that?
I'll say I'll answer that real quick. And I think 1-3 notice being a relative. I became real cutthroat, and I feel like if I've if I've if I've given my energy to you numerous times in the form of help because I see you're not on the right track, and and then you giving me the energy that you don't want to accept me holding you accountable, then I just wash my hands. I mean, one of the greatest saying, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink. So I think we can't waste time in trying to hold people accountable, and but I think it's definitely important to hold people accountable, like you said, especially friends. I mean, I quick quick note, I got a homeboy right now. We talk every day. He don't want to be held accountable. I tell him every day, like, bro, just change your mindset. You're not dealing with what I'm dealing with right now. Change your mindset. But man,
But are y'all really
you know what I
friends
mean?
though? If you can't hold them, if you can't hold them accountable, are y'all really friends though?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
is that
you
really the one?
can have a yeah, you can have a friend
It's
that
different type of friends though.
yeah, it's different type of friend. You can have a friend that you can't. So what I do is I you still like, for instance, most of the friends, and you know this, where I grew up at. I'm the only one off my street with a college degree. So that lets you know I'm the only one that went to college, graduated, blah blah blah. But all of my guys, they smoke trees and hang on the block. I don't do that. Have I tried? Hey man, y'all got kids, bro. Man, what that man? We living life. Okay, bye. I ain't saying nothing else. But one of
Mhm.
those same friends will see me and be like, man, I be seeing you on the book, boy. You and your son be everywhere, boy. Y'all still on the paint, bro. You got a son too. You can do the same thing, but you rather be on the block.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can only do so much, man. So I just think before you hold somebody else accountable, they got to hold themselves accountable because they know. I guarantee you, everybody in here, when you talk to someone, when they go home and they're alone, they think about what you told them. They got the information.
Mhm.
It's just if they use it or not. And you might not see it till a year later. So yeah.
I think some people can be ignorant to it. Some people can be brainwashed to their own environment, and they don't realize that they're trapped. They don't realize that they're making bad decisions. That's all they knew growing up. And then some people, like we say, they put on facades. Some people, appear to live a certain way, but they don't live that way. So
I
I think
think
that's
I
a big
think we
problem
need to
too.
I think we need to hold somebody in this live right now accountable for his betting problem. I think we need to do that. I think we need to do that.
Yeah,
Hey,
since,
We
since
all
we
see
calling
what
out.
hey,
Carl's going
listen.
on.
Hey, hold
We
on.
all see.
Y'all think I got it? Y'all think I got a betting problem? I really don't. I be capping a lot with that betting stuff. Y'all think
Hey,
I be capping?
he got an in debt
like
problem.
I
That's what
do.
he got.
No, I only spent what 40. I only spent 40. I think
Hmm.
yeah. Because one time, I think it was Drake. We made a little $5 bet. But nah, I don't be, man. I don't be out there like that for real.
So you ain't
But
like
man,
old boy, huh? Okay.
Boy,
nah,
you owe me
dude.
by a good 40, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Since we on this
Who
topic,
me?
Oh man, see, there you go right
Who
there.
me?
you owe me by a
There you
good
go.
40, boy. Don't, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what?
What I owe you 40 for?
Betting me and Madden, 2K, yeah.
Oh,
See them boys,
Hey,
We on this
and we
topic.
just talked about how music influences people. Them boys
hmm
bumping Drake. You know, Drake got them betting problems, and this is why.
Well,
hey,
well,
nah,
it,
This
bro.
is
hey,
why.
We not finna get into the
well,
Kendrick and the
hey,
Drake, bro. We
if
not
any
finna get on that,
casinos
bro.
If
That's
if
listening,
they
tough.
say that ain't his
ban
money,
group.
so
I tell you, I'm
If
gonna say
any
it again.
casinos listening, ban group. No
Hey,
more poker. No more Russian roulette. None of that.
hey, bro. If I get a deal with Shake, you best believe I'm gonna be a real better then. You best believe that. But great stuff, man. Great stuff on the accountability and the pain and how social media, numbs that for most people. But this last topic, I'm not gonna. I don't wanna. Look at this man here. I don't
You
wanna.
feel me,
I don't
champ?
wanna
You
speak.
still owe me that 40.
I don't want to speak on this as much because I'm a little biased when it comes to this. So I'm gonna just chill and listen and take nuggets from you guys. I know Cole probably gonna speak. He's still kind of fresh in the game. He ain't reached them double digits yet. But
Yeah.
the last topic of the night, man, I think is very very important. Why why black fathers are not why fathers not celebrated in the black community like they should be,
Mm,
and do y'all think it's the system fault or do y'all think it's our own fault?
mm.
Let me see. Hold on.
Now, any
Roof,
women,
you go. No,
any
no, no.
women
I
in the
want to
chat?
do. Hold
Oh,
on. I
go
want
ahead.
to do something
Let,
different. I want to
let,
do
let the
something different.
father go first. Let the father
Yeah,
go
I was just
first.
ready. I was gonna say I'm not gonna speak because I'm gonna be biased, but I'm gonna let Cole go first. Cole, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes on this one because I know this is big for you.
All
Two
right,
minute
you
reflection,
said
please,
Take
Pastor.
off.
I want to make
Take
sure
off.
I don't miss no points. Do I feel
Get it
like
out.
do I feel like black
No,
fathers?
hold on. Let me reiterate it for you so you can. Why fathers are not celebrated in the black community enough, and why do you think that is, and who's at fault?
I think this all goes back to the narrative. Of what I said in the beginning. It's all about the narrative. But it's really like a core belief system, bro. Like, you know, as a father, I think I seen Ali Sadiq say it. Y'all know Father's Day is like the
I
18th
seen I
most
seen that,
celebrated
bro.
holiday.
I seen this.
Like we under Halloween, we under a lot of stuff, bro.
Under
Um,
Kwanzaa.
I think
Quick
it's
note: we
it's the
Pride Month.
narrative,
Go
bro.
ahead.
It's the narrative though. Like they don't talk about how I think it's a stat out there how we're the most
Hmm.
present in our child's lives.
Yep, it's,
Uh,
that's correct.
I think it's a stat out there that says that, but it's all about narrative. It's a reason why they never really showed you Chris Paul's dad, but they showed you his mama a lot. It's a reason why they don't really show you Jason Tatum's dad, but they act like his dad don't exist. They do this with a lot of athletes. If you go back and look, they don't really show their dads.
Unless what?
Um,
Yeah.
Unless what?
They're
unless
absent.
they've been in jail, unless they
Come on.
haven't been around,
Mm-hmm.
unless
Yep.
Come
they
on now.
died when they were a child. That's
Come
the
Mm-hmm.
on
only
now.
Hmm.
time. Unless there is a tragic circumstance, that's the only
There we
time we
go.
hear about us.
Yeah.
We
Thank
Yep.
could
y'all.
be the main driving factor. And look at this, y'all. Even when we are the face of it, the forefront, showing the world, hey, I'm a black father standing up for my child. Look how they do us, LeVar Ball. Look how
He's
they
Thank you.
frowned
do
on.
us.
Right.
Thank you.
Deion Sanders,
Look how
Thank
they
you.
do us.
LeBron.
LeBron, I mean,
Hmm.
Bryce ain't all that, but Bronny, he definitely deserved to be in the league, bro. But
Yep.
you see,
Absolutely.
Bryce gonna
I
be
don't know
a
why you
better
giving me this
player,
look, man.
probably.
But they call it nepotism.
Because
Wait,
Bronny,
Groove, what you
Bronny,
say?
Bronny was good enough.
Let's
But
not go
you
there.
see,
No, I
they
agree with you with the
Groove, what
Bryce
you say?
thing, but Bryce, but you know what I'm saying? Go ahead. That's another
What is
topic
it?
for another day.
Real quick, who asked me a
we
question?
definitely get into that on the NBA show maybe one day.
I want to get.
Bryce
Hold
Ball.
on. Who
Nah,
asked me a
I,
question?
I feel like he said some nasty stuff. I just want to make sure it wasn't too nasty.
Who?
Groove,
Yeah,
what you
yeah, I'm with
you
you,
said
Kim.
something about Bryce?
No,
No,
that
I
was
said
Kobe.
Bryce. I said Bryce probably gonna be the better player.
Hmm?
Just,
See,
I think Bryce.
I told you it
I
was
think
nasty.
Bryce.
I told you it
No,
was
I
nasty.
no, I think Bryce got better upside than Bronny.
Bryce got a higher upside for
Bronny's
sure.
super. Bronny's
Um,
super athletic.
Bro,
as the
Bronny at
But
the same
host,
age was a McDonald's All-American.
as the
Bryce,
host of the NBA show,
No,
I
man,
can
no.
confidently say that man Bryce is nowhere near the player Bronny James is. Not even at this age.
I mean, uh,
Maybe you don't
yeah,
have
it's
but
the
Bryce
all
taller
athleticism.
than you,
projection.
man.
But good. But hey,
Bronny
go
showed all
ahead,
that.
Kobe.
Bryce
Can
had
he
that.
can he can he score more than
You
two
see,
points?
hey,
Hold
you
on, hold on.
see
Kobe, go ahead and finish
how
30. Go, Kobe. You got to finish. You got another 30. Go
Can
just
he
ahead.
the way
score more than
Go
that
two
the
ahead,
points?
bro.
subject changed so easily is just it's a pure example of
Yeah,
how
I
black
gotta go
fathers
on that.
we just go by the wayside, man.
Yeah,
But
they
I'm
trying to
I'm
get rid of
serious
us, huh?
though. Like you could be there throughout the whole thing and you won't get credit. And you know what's crazy? When I first became a father, bro, my dad sat me down and told me, son, no matter how good of a father you are, you might not ever get the credit that you feel like you deserve, but that's not why we're fathers. And as a father, you must understand this. You have to be modest, man. You shouldn't be doing this for gratification. It's about
There
legacy
we
and
go.
passing it down.
Hmm.
I don't like that we don't get much appreciation, but
Mm-hmm.
That's not what's important to me. What's
Yep.
important to
Yeah,
me
don't
is
care about
my
the
daughter
accolades.
understanding what a man looks like and what it takes to be a strong woman out here. And I know they say, "Oh, women
Yeah.
don't have to be strong." We all need to be strong. It's a hard world out here.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
All
shoot you
right,
up,
Definitely.
get you out.
Cam, let's go. Why do you
I'm
think?
gonna keep.
Go ahead. You got the top. You got the question.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna keep
All
it short and sweet. I'm kind of piggyback off Cole what Cole said because I was gonna say the same thing. I seen them the same as like videos. Uh, like we have jokes made about our black fathers, like going to get the milk and not coming back. Like who? How's that?
It's all the
That's a joke.
That's
stereotypes,
true
bro.
though. That's true.
Yeah,
It's
That's
all the
true.
the
stereotypes,
narrative.
bro. It really
Hmm.
is.
And fathers don't get appreciated as much as mothers, even though single fathers have um better success than single mothers, and
And
that's
I'm a,
true.
I'm a goat.
and I want to say something. Um, this is not
Go
to
ahead, Draco.
offend anybody, but I feel like having this is what I feel like, bro. First off, it's the stereotypes around black men and black fathers. Like Kobe was saying, we only see them when they're absent in
Hmm.
jail.
Yeah.
Firstly, it's the stereotypes. Secondly, I feel like men have been, as the years have gone on, they've been just wired to just brush it off, like not being celebrated as much.
Yeah.
And I'll take my father for example. He'll say something like, y'all don't really care about me. He'll say it as a joke, but I know deep down that's how he feels, bro. Like, and I
Hmm.
understand it. So me seeing it firsthand, and you see it firsthand all the time, bro, is obviously I'm not a father, but I see it firsthand all the time, bro. And it really,
Hmm.
I think it's sad, and especially
Very
because I
sad.
feel like having a father figure is one of the most important things for development.
It is.
Hmm.
It's one of the most important things for development, bro. I feel like a lot of the times, bro, when you when people don't have that father figure in their life, you see what kind of happens a lot of the time, bro.
Hmm.
They have no type of
Yeah.
structure, no guidance. They just doing stuff, bro. Like even with some of these athletes, bro, they can come and tell you, bro, that when they get a father figure in their life, like they're going the wrong way. As soon as they get that father figure in their life, bro, they now they head on straight.
Hmm.
So that's what I gotta say about it, bro. It's the
I,
narratives,
I,
and
Go ahead. I want to say Rue for last. Go ahead, 1-3.
Um,
This man changed his name, Mister Hold him accountable.
Yeah,
yep.
I was laughing.
uh,
Gotta hold them
I'll
accountable, man.
I'll say, when it comes to this whole father shit, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really be like discussing this shit because for the simple fact that, um, my dad wasn't necessarily, my dad been incarcerated since I was 2 years. Well, I was like 1 years old, matter of fact.
Two
So
years
I'm
old.
25 now. I'm 25 now, and shit. I he's still behind bars. He's still incarcerated. But it's like so when it comes to this whole father, like I just look at it as I'm being biased because I was raised by my mother and my grandmother.
mm-hmm.
So it's like I can't necessarily say like I turned out fine being raised by two women, but at the
Yeah,
same time, like at the same token, it's like a woman can't raise a man. A woman can't teach a man how to be a man. So
Yeah.
I've been doing this
mm-hmm.
learning how to be a man shit on the fly.
Yeah,
Just
Hmm.
learning from my older cousins, like grew just learning from older people, just seeing the shit. Like you just gotta and so how I mean I got a relationship with my father, but it's like I mean I ain't never really so I always say whenever I do decide to have children, I just want to be the father that he wasn't.
Yeah.
And
mm-hmm.
why as to why they not celebrated, to be honest, I'm probably gonna it's probably because how prevalent it is, like Cam said, how prevalent it is that we hear that the black father's not being there. The woman got to raise them. The woman got to play both sides. Like, bro, why we telling mothers Happy Father's Day on Father's
Yeah,
Day?
man.
Yeah, bro.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
It's
Exactly.
just it's
I think
disrespectful.
that's I think
Yeah.
that's why that's why black that's why fathers just aren't celebrated. Father Day is not celebrated as much. And like, kudos to the fathers that are there for the child. And sure, I think that's my reasoning behind it.
And I can also say
Roof.
social media is a big part too. But go ahead,
I
bro.
can. I'm a.
Um,
Hold on. Before you say something, I can relate to that as well. Cause my pops, he passed away when I was like when I was 5 months. So I done. My mom, she was a single mom raising me, but I had father figures like my uncle and my step pops come in and teach me how to be a man. Cause a woman can't
mhm.
do it on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hey Roof, before you go, because I know you're gonna step. Real quick, just I want y'all to learn about the patriarchy versus the matriarchy. And that has a lot to do with it. Why we're not celebrated like we're supposed to
Mhm.
be, because the system has now. Well, I ain't gonna say the system. When we had the Me Too movement and what's the other movement they call themselves
Feminists.
creating? The
Yeah,
feminist
family.
movement,
I
and
was
we
gonna
don't
touch
need a
on that.
man. We don't need a man, boss bitch. Excuse my French. You know, so that played a big role of why we're not celebrated as much. But go ahead, Ruth.
Yeah, I think a lot of this stuff stem from trauma and jealousy.
Hmm.
Um, I was trying to think of that word when you had mentioned feminism. But far as like jealousy, I think that a lot, not even just our women celebrating us, but I think that the men, we don't celebrate each other. A lot of us don't have fathers growing up, and we
And
might
that's a
see
good
that.
point. We don't celebrate each other.
Yeah, we don't celebrate each other enough. It's more so hate and jealousy, or um, a lot of people might ask, "What you doing for your son?" And but they never even go see their son. And then
Hmm.
with the trauma, is just a lot of. I think a lot of women don't celebrate it because they didn't have a father figure growing up. They didn't see a man in the house. And like who was it? Drake? Did you say it about them? What did you say? Said about them celebrating Father's Day.
I think 1-3 said that. But the women celebrating
Yeah, celebrating Father's Day, man.
yeah.
It's just a lot of disrespect. Me personally, I think that men can only raise a boy, and we play a big role in it. And we got to release this jealousy out of our heart. And that with the trauma, with women not having a father figure, they have to
Mm-hmm.
heal, go to therapy, and we got to start to make progress. It's time for a change.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to touch too much on this because I'm gonna be biased. But I will say that all of you, um, great points. And one thing I'll just say for the four guys in here that don't have kids yet, um, don't rush. You got time. All of y'all are under 30. Live a little bit more, learn a little bit more, pay attention to what's going on with exactly what we're talking about, how fathers are perceived, how they're looked at. So, if you want to become a father, make sure. Let me say it one more time. Make sure you pick the right woman, please. Because if you don't pick the right woman, there's gonna be a lot of headaches. There's gonna be a
Hmm.
lot of long nights. Even when you're stepping away and just trying to be a great dad, it's gonna be
Mm.
hell. But with that being said, do you guys have any more to touch on this topic?
No, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Nope.
So,
Well, one more thing before we go. Cole gonna close us out. I would like to say from each one of you, and we're gonna start with Cam. You know, just drop a little nugget about something you got going on outside the 80 and 2 show.
Oh
and
man,
what's to look forward to. So I kind of want each one of y'all to touch on that, or just something you're doing in the community, just something. Just drop a little nugget so the audience can see and let everybody know what's going on with
hey man, I'm hosting the college football show tomorrow. The 80 and 2 show. Enter the
you.
portal.
Is it going to be
Y'all
every
be there
Thursday?
every Thursday.
Okay,
8 o'clock. I'm gonna send y'all the topics tonight. And we're gonna get live about it, man. We're gonna talk some real sports.
great.
Oh, what we're doing again? I'm sorry. We,
Just kind of drop a little nugget about what you got going on. If you got going on, what you got going on outside the 80 and 2 show, and who needed to, does anybody need to tap in, or what you got going on, what you doing, got a side
uh,
venture, whatever,
well,
little community work, whatever.
firstly, we do host the NBA show, the Baseline, every Wednesday. I do post content on TikTok. Draco knows ball on TikTok about the NBA, about basketball in general, and going outside of it. Uh, what I'm doing in the community, I'm about to start volunteering for the food bank, things of that nature. So
So,
I do recommend anybody on here and you guys too to start volunteering, bro, for different stuff,
Yep.
bro. Community service, bro. It'll go a long
hmm
way. Seeing even I feel like if people see that, bro, coming from the black community, bro, it'll help. I think it'll go a long way. It'll help our other black
hmm
brothers, black sisters start doing that more. And I feel like it got to be little stuff like that, bro, to start off.
Yep.
hmm Ruth.
All right, man. Y'all can catch me live Monday, 8 p.m. We're gonna have a no huddle show going on. Got some great talks. I think the first topic for next week is gonna be top 10 running backs. As y'all know, I'm a little biased. I'm Bo Jackson, top 10 running back. So
Bo Jackson's not a top 10
It's gonna
running
be a
back,
great.
Oh
It's
bro.
gonna be a
my
great show. It's
goodness.
Getting
gonna be
real.
intense. I'm coming with all my notes ready. So
Bo
Oh my
Jackson is not
God.
a
let's go.
top 10 running back. I ain't
This
gonna
is
lie
so
to you.
nasty,
Let's
man.
go.
So nasty.
Hey man, 1-3. What you got going on? I'm gonna mute Ruth, man.
Um, shoot. I just like to. I say, of course, 80 and 2. You can catch me on here Wednesdays and Thursdays mainly. Um, uh, outside of 80 and 2, shoot, I just want to give a shout out to my AAU team, Mark City Thunder, who I partner with my partner JV and Golfing. Um, we got three teams heading up. Three teams that'll be qualifying for the nationals soon here, and we know one. We know
Yeah.
one. Four, four tournament, 4 or 5 tournaments. We know brought the championship home.
Oh no.
And yeah, if y'all boys in Arkansas know y'all boys in Arkansas, any team y'all want that smoke, you feel me? Just hit my phone. You feel
Oh,
me?
here
Ain't
we
nothing but a little
go.
flight.
This must be
I like
football.
Here we go.
And
That
not
must
nah,
be
this
worried.
football.
basketball. This
Oh
He
basketball.
said
no.
the
Not
basketball.
I
not
love my
worried about
boy.
it.
Hey, hold on, listen. So
I
now I
love
want to
my
give a
boy.
shout out to my guys, my old AU team, my guys, Rock City Elite. We gonna stand up, baby. Them boys, they ain't lost the game this summer. They going to Atlanta this weekend. And 1-3.
Uh-oh.
Hey
Hey,
man.
Y'all make it happen
listen,
then.
Okay.
listen. You got my number. My partner, we already down. My partner on the show, so we already down. So you feel me?
What's
You
the
just make
age
that
group?
call. We'll script.
What's the age group? Let me see.
We got a middle school team. Them boys ain't lost a game. Them boys ain't lost a game in 4 tournaments.
Okay.
Ninth grade team, I love them.
Okay.
Ninth grade team, I love them. And
Hey,
of course, I coach varsity.
we gotta
I
play at a
love my
neutral.
varsity guys.
Y'all
Yeah,
gotta
my
play at a neutral
guys.
site. We can't play in Arkansas. Too much
I
going
think
on.
Yeah,
my
nah,
guys
nah,
going.
nah.
I think
Man,
my
nothing
guys
going
is
Nah,
on.
going
nah.
to
Y'all gotta
Atlanta
meet
as
us.
well.
Y'all gotta meet us somewhere neutral. Yeah, cause I ain't gonna come to Arkansas. Y'all like to cheat in Arkansas. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh no.
Funny.
Y'all
No.
probably slipping some. Y'all probably slipping something in the refs. Hey, Champ said something about the Arkansas. Hey, listen here. I know Arkansas got some hoopers, but we got some hoopers down here too now. Don't act like that.
Y'all a
Kobe know.
track and
Kobe
football
know.
state.
Roof
Stop
know.
it.
Roof know. Nigga, I gave nigga buckets at Pine Bluff. Y'all already know what it
Ooh.
was.
Who?
Who
Wasn't me.
Julio? Okay. Okay.
It wasn't
We
me.
hooped together though a few times, but
Hey,
no,
Drake
Mr.
been
Holt,
ducking
that
Mr.
ain't
for
Holt,
I
Mr.
don't
happening.
know
With me.
how
Holt, man.
long. So
I gave niggas buckets. I gave
Hey,
niggas crazy work.
when I do Ruth Craze, we gonna post it on the 80 and 2 show, man.
You
We
would
gonna we
never.
gonna bring
You would never.
Groove told y'all about the time me and Groove hooped together.
Nah.
Bruh, Groove,
I didn't know Groove
bruh,
who.
What you do hurt his hip?
Groove went 0 for 15 from 3.
Oh
Came
my
back
Oh
and
my
gosh.
goodness.
came back and hit the game winning shot off the backboard from the corner, and he would never live it down.
Oh, you must have
Wow.
been 0 for 20. If you were 0 for 15 and
That's what I'm
how you
saying. What
missed
was
all
you
them
doing?
shots and you still lost.
Huh?
You must have been 0 for 20 because how he missed all them shots and you
You,
still lost.
you pulled a Jimmy
Hey,
Butler.
hey, to be real with you, I don't even remember what I did that game. I just know I was clowning
Jimmy
him.
Butler.
Hey, bro, you muted, Groove.
Hold on. I know I didn't mute him. Hold on.
he
Oh man, and the
thought he
hard
was
work
muting
is
me to
Now
hit
paying.
listen,
himself.
I changed my AirPod because the other one died. Listen, we won the game because I hit the shot, so it doesn't matter.
Bro,
When
you
y'all
hit
bring
a
up time,
backboard. Bro hit a backboard 3 from the corner, bro.
I tell
Wait,
you what,
so y'all was on the
hold
same
on.
team.
No,
Yeah,
we was on different teams.
we was on different teams. We was in the gym. Listen, we was in the gym from 12 between 12 and 2. The bank was still open. Bank was still open. So did it go in? That's all I'm saying. But hey, man, Kobe,
But
what you
yeah,
got for the
y'all
people,
know.
man?
Hey, Kobe. I know Rashawn hit my line. Tell Rashawn Newton I ain't ducking no smoke.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's LB, man.
Tell your line, brother, I ain't ducking no smoke.
I just know I like me, man, against anybody and won.
Ooh, we
I
can
like me
bet that.
against
I ain't
anybody and
never.
won.
Maybe
Y'all
we
Man,
get
give
tell
me
the
the
a
scam.
people,
yeah,
hey,
Maybe we
man,
get
hold
the
on.
scam.
y'all give me a month. I'll
Tell
We
the
be
can bet
back,
people
that.
what
man.
you got going
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
man.
I ain't
We
man.
can
wearing
But
my
bet that. I
job
ain't gonna
or
lie to
scam.
you. We can bet that. I ain't
Y'all
gonna
give
lie
me a
to you.
month, man.
yeah, just to go and say it. I do want to give a big shout out to everybody. Show the baseline, no huddle, into the portal, real world
Yes,
Wednesdays,
sir.
man. We got a lot growing. We're gonna keep growing. Just make sure y'all keep tapping in,
I think we're
like,
getting the show Friday,
subscribe,
ain't
Shout out to
share
the
with your
comment section,
friends.
man.
Yeah. And outside of that, man, yeah, we just still training these kids, bro. Next Gear Performance, we train every Saturday. Um, we're recruiting kids, starting a flag football team in the fall.
it?
Um,
Mhm.
definitely teaching these boys how to shake hands, how to look man in the eye. Um, cross country season starting up. Got
Ooh,
see got conditioning starting. So yeah, we got a lot of sports coming, and just everybody be on the lookout because I got some more content coming from my channel over at Supreme Chef Kobe. So make sure y'all go subscribe to that.
Also, to everybody watching, we do want to apologize for the grammar. We will have that fixed next time.
What grammar?
Yeah, the
The
Wednesday,
real
yes.
word, the
Wednesdays,
real
Getting
word,
in,
I just
Wednesday.
noticed
getting
that.
Oh, let me
was that
hopefully
Kobe?
not.
Was that
let me
Kobe?
Hey,
before
this
we
Groove fault. Groove the host. This your fault.
No, that's my
now
fault, bro. That's my
before
fault.
we close out, um,
But I
yeah,
just,
there would be no
we were on stage for
over
like 50
language.
minutes.
There would be no use of the N word or nothing like that. So we want to make sure that get cleared up. But with that being said, Coach G here, Muck City by way of Miami. What I got going on is a whole lot of everything. So what I'm gonna just say, health and wellness, back in the gym, back on the regiment, trying to find me a Pilates class because I need to get to it. You know, I'm trying to find me a 40 under 40 U football team that I can play on. You know what I'm saying? So I can really stay active. And other than that, man, I got my son about to go to high school. I got a coaching interview on Friday.
Big.
I got another one I'm waiting to hear back from, and just trying to, just trying to be a pillar in the community, man, and help where I may. I've started some on my own. Don't nobody really know about this, but I do it on my own time. I work a day job in sales, and when I'm out and about, I try to find at least one homeless person and get them some lunch. Have a brief conversation. Everybody dealing with something in this world, man. So I try to make sure I do my part by giving back the best way I can. I ain't got a whole lot to loot to throw around because, like people said, I got a betting problem. So a lot of my money is covered over there with betting, according to Cam. So, but I try to make sure, I save face and make somebody smile every day I'm out here in the community. So, um, That's me in a nutshell, man, on what I got going on. Kobe, close us out.
Petition, Coach G for PB coach, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Get them
yeah.
down.
Oh no,
Let's
they
get them
ain't
I
they
down
ain't
there
say
to
ready.
that
the
sound
bluff,
They ain't
man.
pretty
Let's
ready.
get
good,
them down
man.
into the bluff. The bluff floor is rough, baby.
I might
Hey,
end up
hey,
out there one day for real.
Comment
hey,
section,
you, hey,
man.
your running back already there, Levonsky Williams. He's still out there.
Man, ain't no way he's still out there. Ain't no
Lying.
way.
You lying. There's no.
I
There's no
promise
way
y'all.
he's still out there.
I promise y'all, he's still
Doing
out there.
what? He must be a custodian at the school or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man, missing everybody.
I
That's
mean, I
Ruth
rather
boy.
him be. I honestly, I rather him be out there than to be in Pahokee though. So that's cool.
You don't know Pine Bluff. That's why you looking at me like that. You don't know Pine Bluff.
I mean, I look at it like this though. If he ain't in the community that you know gonna serve the worst purpose on him, I mean, he don't really know Arkansas all that well. So what? I mean, I think his chances are better in Arkansas than it is in Pahokee. That's just me though.
Yeah, and plus you ain't got to be in. I mean, if you work in Pine Bluff, you can stay in Little Rock or like Whitehall or somewhere.
Yeah.
It's smooth. It's more
Yeah.
smooth out there. But it's some nice communities out in Pine Bluff too.
Grapevine.
My line brother, he stayed in a nice little
You talking about Camelot?
neighborhood.
You talking about Camelot?
No,
I know.
TJ and
I know what you talking about. You probably talking about
they
past
both,
Walmart.
yeah, it's Walmart. It's nice. It's a nice community. A lot of black folks out there too.
No, my folks down there. So
But yeah, man. This has been the first episode of Real World Wednesdays. Um, yes, Kobe, Drake, Cam, 1-3, Mister Hold 'em Accountable, and Coach G. Um, y'all can catch us every Wednesday with some real authentic takes, real topics. And make sure y'all tap in tomorrow to Cam show.
Yes, sir.
Number
Yes, sir.
80 and 2 show. Got some great topics coming for college football, man. So make sure y'all like and subscribe. And we out.
Peace.
Peace.